In this video, we're going to introduce our third generation of FrostGuards, the Revolution. Just like the Frostbuster, the Revolution is not a heating system. These machines are getting their protection results by creating phase changes. You can find more detailed information about this principle in our video, Principles of the Frostbusters and the FrostGuards. The reason why I keep repeating this is because in the past we have often seen a panic reaction by the growers because they don't understand the principle behind our machines. When they see ice deposition on the flowers during the night, they run to their machines and raise the temperature from the burner. We had customers running GC models on 400 degrees Celsius instead of the normal working temperature of 80 degrees Celsius. Once again, it doesn't work that way. We need ice on the leaves, but in a controlled quantity. When developing this new model, our main goal was to make the machines easier to use than the previous GC models. So safety was always our main issue. It must be easier to start, because that results in fewer actions to start the burner. We had to prevent people using the machines incorrectly. Protection against bad weather conditions like moisture and rain was another issue. We wanted to reduce the noise, improving the protection rate to get a bigger range and lower propane consumption was also important. For optimal storage, the new machine had to be as compact as possible. The machine had to be user-friendly, making sure everyone could start it up. It was important to produce a machine with a low maintenance cost. The machine had to be high quality with a long lifespan. It had to be competitively priced. We have striven to eliminate as many moving parts as possible. This is the third generation of FrostGuards. The first model was launched in 2005. Based on 12 years of experience, we developed the Revolution. We could not enlarge the protected area. The Basic and Revolution got the same fan and can protect 0.7 to 1 hectare down to a temperature of minus 5.5 degrees Celsius. That's between 2 and 2.5 acres at a temperature of 22 degrees Fahrenheit. The biggest difference with our earlier machines is the fact that we were able to reduce the propane consumption by 30% without decreasing the protection level. We also reduced the size of the machine by 65% compared to the previous GC models. The Revolution is 120 centimeters long, 80 centimeters wide, and it weighs 320 kilograms. There are three standard models: the R20 with the exit pipe below, the R25 with the exit pipe in the middle, and the R30 with the pipe on top. Depending on the distance between the trees, the R20 model protects about 140 by 70 meters. The R25 and R30 models protect a circle with a diameter of 120 meters. The choice of model depends on the kind of crop you need to protect. For apple, apricots, and cherry trees, we use the R20 model. For strawberries, vines, and other low crops, we recommend the R25. In some very exceptional cases, we sell the R30 to protect vines or berries. The R30 can be adapted with an exit pipe in accordance with the angle of the slope. For some countries, this is a very interesting option. The machines are completely enclosed by doors and a top panel. All the doors can be locked. The Revolution is sound insulated. All the door panels and roof panels are lined with soundproof insulation. The main frame is galvanized, and we use zinc ore plate for the door and roof panels. The zinc ore plate and all the other metal parts are powder-coated. On the top, there's the possibility to add 4 eye holes for lifting. The Briggs & Stratton engine is a 2-cylinder, 16 HP Vanguard engine that's specially adapted to run on propane. These engines are approved and available worldwide. The exhaust gases are used to heat the propane bottles. The battery is installed under the engine and can easily be removed. Next to the battery is a battery safety switch to disconnect the minus. The exhaust pipe on the fan is designed not only to blow the hot air as far as possible, but also to spread the heat in the most efficient way. The range of the blown-out hot air is 70 meters or 210 feet. The fan takes the air through the perforated front door, so when the fan is sucking in cold air from outside, the air flows through the machine, cools the engine, and is preheated when it's reaching the intake. In this way, we save on gas. We have developed and patented a revolutionary new pulse burner. This burner is 30% more efficient than most other burners. The total consumption of propane gas, burner, and engine added together is 10 kilos per hour maximum. The burner is installed in the burner chamber on the intake side of the fan. By putting the burner before the fan on the intake side and not behind it on the exit side, we eliminated the risk of flames coming out of the exit. In addition, the hot air from the burner is perfectly mixed into the air stream. One of the extra benefits of the pulse burner is the ignition. These burners start up even at a high air speed, which makes them really unique in the world. Each burner has an electronic ignition and an ionization protection system. The burner controllers are not just CE approved, but approved worldwide. Because some customers operate their GC machines at 400 degrees Celsius, we installed overheat protection. On the Revolution models, we have installed an extra overheat safety switch. When the temperature rises above 130 degrees Celsius, the gas supply to the burner is cut off. The machine rotates through 360 degrees constantly. One tour lasts between 8 and 9.5 minutes. On the side, you can see the pressure regulators. These are produced by Cavagna, the world's leading manufacturer of gas components. The first regulator is sealed, and with the second one you can regulate the temperature of the burner. The electro valve of the burner is mounted after the regulators. All the Revolution models can be used with gas bottles, or you can connect them to a large tank. If you're using a big tank, it has to have a minimum capacity of 500 kilos. The R20 can also be connected to a container system for 5 or 6 bottles. A frame with two 250-kilo tanks on it is another possibility. In this case, there is an extra flexible hose connecting the machine with the container to heat the propane bottles. Otherwise, they might freeze. The bottles are easily connected to the machine with a propane hose. The R25 cannot be connected to a container or double tank, but there's the option to hook it up to a bottle holder embedded in the ground. This holder is covered with 10mm steel plates, so when it's empty you can drive over it. Keep in mind this option has a delivery time of 4 weeks. The R30 can be connected to the container with 5 or 6 bottles. The R20, R25 and R30 models can also be fitted with 4 bottle holders on the machine. These bottle holders are heated through an integrated heating system on the machine. Maintenance of the machine will cost you only 10 to 20 euros per year. You only need to change the engine oil once a year. To drain the oil from the engine, we have installed a drainage pipe. No other part of the machine needs to be greased. All critical parts of the engine can be reached by taking out the 3 doors. The IP66 control box in front contains all the relays, fuses, and vital electric parts that are well protected against moisture. On this control box are the switches for the burner and the alarm. When the machine has the auto start option, there's a switch to put the machine in manual or auto start mode. To start the machine, you just need to turn the switch and start the engine. Once the engine is running, you can start the burner. Put the burner switch in the on position and put the engine on full speed. There's a built-in security that shuts down the burner if the engine stalls. Once the burner is ignited, the machine will start to rotate. The rotation speed can be adjusted. A switch allows you to choose from 3 different speeds. One tour lasts between 8 and 9.5 minutes, depending on the chosen speed. The machine can be rotated into transport position with the transport push button. The engine doesn't need to run for this. To transport the machine, the exit pipe must be removed. This can easily be done by sliding it out of its holder. There is a more detailed video about starting up the Revolution. On every machine, there's an alarm system to warn you when there is something wrong during operation. The system will activate a horn and a warning light when the working temperature is too high or too low, or when the engine stalls because it ran out of propane. Next to the battery, you can see the horn. One of the most important things is the auto start system we already developed in 2015. Over the years, we improved it and made it easier to use. On the auto start, you just select the starting temperature, which can be between -5 and +1 degrees Celsius. When the set temperature is reached, the machine will start automatically. Over the last 11 years, we've sold a lot of machines. It's striking that in the last 5 years, about 50% of our production has been sold to growers that already owned FrostGuards, which shows that they are happy with the machines and convinced of their results. We have more videos about the Revolution dealing with the different ways to connect the machine to the propane and explaining the correct use of the FrostGuard Revolution. Thanks for watching this video, and if you've got any questions, just contact Mark at agrofrost.eu or visit our website, agrofrost.eu. And please, have a look at all our videos about frost protection. They can be very useful.
AgroFrost, the ultimate form of frost protection.